algorithm. Under adaptive routing algorithm, I taught you distance vector routing algorithm, and we also learned how does a router implementing distance vector routing algorithm calculates its routing table or updates its routing table. Okay, so that is what we studied in the last lecture. So now, continuing to that, your distance vector routing algorithm suffers from a problem. Okay, it suffers from a problem called as count to infinity problem. Okay, it suffers from a problem, and the problem is called as count to infinity problem. So now this problem of distance vector routing algorithm lead to the development of more advanced algorithms like your link state routing algorithm, routing information algorithm. Okay, your link state routing algorithm eliminates the problem of count to infinity problem that was found in the distance vector routing algorithm suffered from. Okay, so that's how the link state routing algorithm became more accepted than your distance vector routing algorithm. Okay, because it suffered from your count to infinity problem. So now, because distance vector has been discussed in detail theoretically and also your let us say numerically, also the calculation of the routing table. So now I'm leaving this count to infinity problem as the self-study part, and it is a very important topic. It's a small topic, एक problem है, छोटू सा problem है, जिसमें spreading of whether it is a positive news or a negative news. Like for example, if this node goes down, okay, if these are the nodes in the network. Now, if this node goes down, then spreading of the news to other routers in the network, for example, like this, that this particular node has gone down, takes the challenge, the problems challenge is that it goes up to the infinity. How? Okay, so that is what you're going to study on your own. And also, if this goes up, again spreading the news that this one has gone down one by one to all of these takes considerable amount of time. So this problem, spreading of news, is called as count to infinity problem. So how does this happen? Why does it takes time, and what exactly is this problem is your self-study part. And this is a very important problem, asked quite number of times in some competitive exams as well. Okay, so this is your self-study part. And there was one thing that I forgot to tell you from the distance vector routing algorithm, that who developed this algorithm. Okay, so this algorithm, distance vector routing algorithm, was proposed by a man called as Bellman Ford. Okay, Bellman Ford developed this algorithm, and because of this reason, this Bellman Ford, because of this reason, your distance vector routing algorithm is also known as, in some competitive exam, instead of distance vector routing algorithm, they use the term Bellman Ford routing algorithm. Okay, so because he developed this algorithm, it is also known as Bellman Ford routing algorithm. Both the algorithms are same. Okay, Bellman Ford developed this distance vector routing algorithm for ARPANET. It was developed for routing of the information in the ARPANET. Okay, so this is what I had forgotten to tell you in the last lecture. Okay, so and this is it about distance vector routing algorithm. What is it? How does it updates value? What are vectors in distance? What is a vector in distance vector routing algorithm? How does it finds the vector? After finding the vector, how does it updates its routing table? Why is it so efficient? Because it's adaptive, it keeps updating its routing table, it suffers from count to infinity problem. A bit of it I've told you, so you explore in detail. And the other information related to distance vector routing algorithm is this much. So with this one, we have finished your um, so with this one we have finished the um, routing related algorithm. Okay, the routing related algorithm we have finished. So if you have no doubts from the distance vector routing algorithm, I would like to move towards the congestion. Is it clear? Distance vector routing algorithm, please write in the chat box if it's clear.
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Adarsh. Others,
Clear, ma'am.
okay, thank you. Dhruva,
Sure,
next.
man.
Okay, what three
Yes, ma'am.
yeses? Okay, thank you, Aniruddha. So let's go with the congestion. Okay, I've often used this term congestion already before in the past, and I think you're already familiar with the word congestion. Congestion is when in a particular route, okay, if this is a route, and if there is high traffic, okay, there is very high traffic, this is called as congestion. That means it's very difficult to move. It is congested. Okay, we also call, if you have kept your room unmanaged, you have your clothes everywhere, you have your things everywhere in your room, somebody comes in and says, oh, this room looks so congested. And if you are going from like 7th mile to Deorali, Gantok, then you know that traffic is highly congested. Okay, even if the traffic is a moving traffic, it's good. But if it is congested, that the vehicles are one after another, one before another, one after another, like this, then we say that it is highly congested. That is called as your congestion. Okay, so now if I have multiple nodes here and we have multiple paths, okay, and there are few destinations to whom, or maybe one destination, Sikkim University, and this is a fees portal. Okay, Sikkim University, and if this is the fees portal, then uh, there on the last day, usually because the traffic is directed in one particular server, there is high congestion. That means everybody is forwarding their packets from one particular route. Okay, so the job of the routing algorithm is also to take care of the congestion. So keeping that in mind, the first topic that we have is how to control this congestion. Okay, the first topic is congestion control. Okay, so now when too many packets are present in the subnet, performance decreases. If there are too many packets, obviously the performance decreases. Now this situation wherein because of too many packets in the network, the performance decreases, it is called as your congestion. ओके, अब जब परफॉर्मेंस जब तक ये फ्लो हो रहा है, देर इज नो इशू एज लॉन्ग एज दिस ट्रैफिक इज flowing and reaching this particular site at a particular time, there is no issue. But if there is delay, if it was supposed to reach at 2, it reaches at 2:01 at 2:05 like that means it is getting delayed. So now it is called as congestion. Okay, so now this congestion could be a result of 3 or 4 factors. There are 3 or 4 factors that there are various factors that can lead to the congestion. Okay, बहुत सारे चीजें हैं जिसकी वजह से congestion होता है. Okay, in the network. So let's look at it. The The first is your, if all of a sudden streams of packets begin arriving in 3 or 4 input lines and all need a same output line, a queue will build up. Okay, as I already mentioned, if I have too many input line and all of them are using that same output channel, then a queue will build up and it will lead to congestion. Okay, number 2 is your, if there is insufficient memory to hold all of them. Now there is a queue, so this is only the capacity of the cable. Let us say a queue of packets has been formed now. Okay, and this outgoing channel, let us say it does not has a sufficient memory. Now whatever memory it has, let us say it got exhausted, यहाँ तक queue पूरा हो चुका है, अब और queue form हो रहा है. Now it cannot accommodate, the memory of this router cannot accommodate all this queue. Okay, then what happens, all these packets will be lost, and after some time this host will again have to send this packet again. Okay, so sending, deleting, losing, sending, losing will will add to the congestion in the network. Okay, So now some people had mentioned earlier that if there is insufficient memory, then let us increase the memory of the router or the device. Okay, if it's 1 GB, let us increase it so that we can accommodate all of this queue in this router. But exponentially increasing the size of the memory of the device did not help much. Why? Because when a packet is being sent, it is time stamped. That means it has to be delivered within a period of time. Okay, so let us say it was highly congested and now we have increased from 1 GB to take 10 GB. Now we have 10 GB of queue packets in here. So by the time it gets cleared and the first of this one starts going from here, okay, the first सबसे पहला वाला निकलेगा, starts going from here. By the time it may happen, so it reaches to this particular point, all the packets will be dead, because they have been given a time that you have to reach to the destination in this particular time frame. Okay, so by the time it reaches, let us say 1 GB of the data or 1.5 GB of the data, remaining 9 or 8.5 of GB of the data is already dead because of the timing. Okay, so what happened again, instead of solving the problem, it only increased the cost of increasing the memory. So it is said that it is not always a good solution. Yes, you may increase from 1 GB to 2 GB, but like increasing it with a big value 1 GB to 10 GB will not solve the problem it was found. Okay, now all the packets will be dutifully forwarded to the next router, increasing the load all the way to the destination. Okay, अब यहाँ पे एक router है, same congested packets will be forwarded to the next router. Again, same congested packets will be forwarded to the next router. So if congestion is not taken care in the initial phase, then this congestion problem will continue to add on a pile up to the all the coming routers. Okay, all the coming routers. And And what may happen is, what we expect is, when a packet, let us say, try to draw a graph. Let us say at very high traffic, we know that the performance of the router collapses. Okay, at very when we are putting all the packets from one particular route to the destination, then the performance can collapse. Okay, so let us try to draw a graph and see how may it affect. So let us say this x represents your packets that are being sent. Packets that are being sent. Okay, so now this one is whatever packets is being sent, how much is getting delivered. How much packet is getting delivered. Okay, packets getting delivered. Now, as long as, okay, so what we expect is, when we are ingesting packet into the network, what we expect is, whatever packet is being ingested into the network, we want everything to get delivered. So as long as there is no congestion in the network, let us say all the packet that is being sent is being delivered. We are sending this packet, it is getting delivered. We are sending this packet, getting delivered. Sending this packet, it is getting delivered. All the packets that we are sending is getting delivered. But now, if there is congestion in the network, the delivery, the packets sent all of the packets in may not get delivered. Why? Because of the congestion. So the performance may decrease. Okay, so it's a wrong one. So the performance may decrease now, if there is now congested network. If there is congestion in the network, then the packets that is being sent, now the delivery, so now this is the delivery. Earlier the delivery and the packet sent were good, but now slowly the performance is decreasing due to congestion in the network. Okay, but what do we want is, But what do we want is we want that whatever is being delivered, instead of maximum getting failed to get delivered, at least a good amount can be delivered. अगर congestion की वजह से what we can do is, this is a very bad performance. Okay, we are not getting a straight line, but we are getting a downfall here because of congestion. But what we desired to get, हमें चाहिए क्या? Okay, we understand if there is congestion, some packets will be lost, but it should not be most of the packets. It should be some packets. Okay, if not straight line, okay, अगर straight line भी नहीं है, at least only some should be lost, but not most of the packets should be lost. Okay, so now, but what happens is when the maximum capacity, when the maximum capacity of the network is being used, then after a point of time, okay, after a point of time, the performance becomes constant. Okay, the performance becomes constant, because now most of the packets has been ingested into the network. It was getting, most of the packets were getting delivered. Now because there is slow traffic in the network, so the performance will get, this two line will meet. Okay, this two line will meet now, and it will be a straight line. So now it will be a similar type of performance, let us say 10 MB performance, okay, 20 MB performance, but still we say that now this is a perfect one. This is the perfect, wherein when all the packets were being ingested, everything was getting delivered. Now a little is being ingested, and also that is being able to give the good performance. Okay, so now this is perfect, but we don't get the perfect. We know that. Okay, at least we desire that if not all, then some, only some must be, some of them must be delivered. Okay, so this is at least we desire, this is perfect, everything is getting desired, at least this is what we desire. But if there is congestion, this is the graph that we get. Okay, so is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now the next topic that we are going to study is general principles of general principles of congestion control. Okay, what are the general principles to control the congestion? Now there are two approaches to control the congestion in the network. Okay, the first is called as your open loop. The second is called as your closed loop. There are two principles. We know that what is congestion now. Okay, so now what are the general principles that is approach to resolve the congestion problem? Okay, so for that, first we have open loop, second we have closed loop. Okay, so let us study the open loop now. Now if we are trying to come up with the solution, okay, if we are trying to come up with the solution to attempt to solve the problem by good design, okay, to make sure that your congestion never occurs, when the routers are being designed, when the topology of the routers are being framed, उसी दौरान पे डिजाइनिंग ऑफ द नेटवर्क के टाइम पे ही, when we make sure that congestion doesn't occurs, that is called as your open loop. Okay, it happens by good डिजाइन. इससे पहले नेटवर्क फ्लो स्टार्ट हो, नेटवर्क फ्लो, ओरिजिनल नेटवर्क फ्लो स्टार्ट होने से पहले, व्हेन वी आर डूइंग द सेटअप, व्हेन वी आर डिजाइनिंग द नेटवर्क, that to make sure that the congestion never occurs in the first place, this is called as your open loop. Okay, and what happens here is, once your network is up, if there is congestion, once the network is up and after the network is up, if there is congestion in the network, then this open loop will not provide any solution, because it believes in coming up with a solution, designing the network in such a way that congestion never occurs. And after designing, setting up, configuration, after everything is done, when the real-time network flow starts, if there is congestion in the network, it will not do anything. That is called as open loop. Take care beforehand. If something happens, I'm not to blame. Okay. So now, what does closed loop says then? Now it is a concept based on your feedback loop. Okay, we say that it is based upon the feedback loop. Now it basically does now it is the after one. Okay, after designing is done, when real time traffic is there, then what to do? So for that, it has three approaches to take care of the congestion after the network setup has been done. Okay, the first is it monitors. It monitors. What does it monitor? It monitors the system to detect when and where the congestion occurs. In the entire network, which router में कौन से router में the congestion occurs. It keeps monitoring that. Okay. After that, in the step 2, now pass this information, whichever router, whichever route, the congestion keeps occurring. Let us say on Monday, particularly at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., there is high congestion in let us say Devrali to MG Mark. Okay, so what does it say? It has monitored that. Now what it says is the police people, the traffic operator, what does they do? They will allow to flow the big vehicles coming from Siliguri to go from the Indira bypass. That means some traffic has been diverted from a different route. Okay, so for that, what has to be done? The information has to be passed to all the vehicle drivers. Okay, so after monitoring, the second step is pass this information to places where action can be taken. अगर वो information हमने Gurudwara में आके दिया, will it do? No, because Gurudwara is close to Devrali only. There is no bypass route from there. The bypass route is in Indira bypass only. So the information has to be given at the right place. So that is the second step. Pass the information. Pass the information in the right place where the action can be taken. Okay. The third is your now whatever devices are there, adjust them. Okay, adjust them so that we can take, like, okay, so now the drivers are being given the information. Now they will have to divert the route. So similarly, the system will now have to perform that operation. Okay, so now adjust the system so that the operation can be performed. Okay, so now adjust the system so that the step taken can be implemented. So for closed loop is like after network, in the network congestion is already there now. So what it does, it monitors where all the congestion is there, and then wherever the congestion is there, it will pass the information. Okay, it will pass the information at this particular place. Congestion is there, and we are taking this particular step, and then accordingly which system has to be adjusted, those system will be adjusted. So this is the two approach. These are the two approach: open loop and closed loop for the congestion control. Is it clear now, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So next up we have congestion. Now we tried to control the congestion. Okay, we tried congestion will be there, so how to control it now, traffic को कैसे control करें कम ज़्यादा करने के लिए. Now how to prevent them from occurring, वो हो ही ना, how to do that. Okay, so we have congestion prevent policies now. So now congestion prevent policies considers the various protocols that are implemented. बहुत सारे protocol जो implement कर रहे हैं, how can be wiser in selecting those protocols so that we can prevent the congestion from happening. Okay, so one of that is the retransmission policy. For example, when packets are being lost, we ask to retransmit the packet. Okay, so now how fast this retransmission is happening from the sender side, and if the sender is retransmitting very frequently, that means those packets are getting coagulated in the network, because the retransmission, when the packet is being delivered, if it's late and the time frame is very less, then it will keep forwarding the packets again into the network. So if it also, the condition also depends upon the retransmission policy. Okay, how often is it done, how fast is it done, so that is the first one. Okay, let us say retransmission policy has to be taken care of. We should give enough time to each packet retransmission policy. So we should give enough time to each packet to reach the destination, even if there is traffic in the network. It should also consider a bit of the traffic. Okay, so if there is no traffic, like when you move from Gantok to Bagdogra, if it takes 5 hours, and if it's the peak hour time we are leaving, then you have to leave 8 hours early, so you have to keep that extra time, right? So that retransmission policy has also to be considered, so that the sender will not do the fast sending. Okay, so the next is a jumpy sender that times out quickly and retransmit will all be the outstanding packets. Okay, so now the next that can be taken care of is, if the packet is being lost, then we have two methods of, then we have studied two methods of resending the packet. Okay, one was your go back N, and the another is your selective repeat, and the other is your selective repeat. So we know that go back N is easier to implement, selective repeat is complex to implement. But go back N says, if we are sending 16 frames at a time, if 14th frame is lost, send from the first frame again. So that will unnecessarily add to the network. So selecting the right retransmission policy is sorry. Selecting the right policy to prevent the congestion is also important. Okay, so this is done in data link layer, because this we have studied in your data link layer. Okay, so similarly we have transport layer. Okay, so this is done in the data link layer, we have already studied it. Okay, so we can always go for selective repeat to decrease the congestion in the network. Again, in transport layer we have, so in data in data link layer, we can choose from the retransmission policy, we can go for the retransmission ka kaun sa wala protocol we want to go. Okay, and also the acknowledgement service, how often do we want to send the acknowledgement. Okay, because sending acknowledgement quite often will add to the network, because acknowledgement itself is again the packet. Okay, so what are the flow control methods that you are approaching? Timeout, I've already mentioned. Okay, all this has to be taken care in the data link layer only. Okay, so now in transport layer, again retransmission policy. Okay, So now if there is enough caching, cache enough है या नहीं, so caching policy, again acknowledgement policy used by the transport layer, flow control policy used by the transport layer, again timeout. I've explained each one right now only. अभी के लिए जब मैं थोड़ी देर पहले explain किया था one by one each of them. So now each layer में कौन कौन सा होता है that. Okay. So now the timeout determination. Again now in network layer, how can we handle the congestion? Okay. So whether it is virtual circuit or it is datagram. Datagram, how? If it's a virtual circuit, then we are directing all the packets from one particular route. But if it's datagram, all the packets has the freedom to choose different routes. So that way, traffic is being diverted from different routes. So in the network layer, it depends upon whether we are implementing virtual circuit or we are implementing datagram. Okay. So now network layer has routers which has queue. Okay, so that also depends कि कितना queue आप रख रहे हो, packet queue. If it's long, you are unnecessarily adding to the network more packets. Okay.
हेलो हेलो, आवाज़ आ रही है? हेलो मैम, बहुत डिस्टर्ब है मैम।
Class, is my voice
हेलो, आवाज़
reaching?
बहुत डिस्टर्ब है।
Class, is my voice reaching to you fine?
ग्यारह खालको
Yes,
आवाज
sir.
आउँदैछ म्याम,
Huh?
ग्यारह आवाज आउँदैछ।
आदर्श मैले त तिम्रो फेरि अलिक नराम्रो रिसिभ गर्दैछु. I'm finding network from your and Kunal side disturbing. Someone else
Yes,
can,
ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am,
So
your voice is fine on my end.
okay. So, Adarsh, Sanjog, I think my network is fine because my speed and my strength is also showing to be fine. So, those who are receiving broken voices, that means network probably is bad at your end. So, you may either rejoin or change your network. Adarsh, Kunal. Okay. And Kunal, I'm not liking this. You have been doing it since last two or three classes. Hello, hello, network, network. This is not a joking class that is going on. Try to behave like a PG student or I'll have to remove you from the classroom. You should know how, if your network is down, you should have a proper way of checking if the network is up or down. It is not a joke class or no concert is going on. आदर्श बुझो या तो rejoin करो या तो network change करो. Okay.
यस
And if
म्याम।
you're not receiving good network from my side, you should have a proper way of telling that. Okay, class. So now in the network layer, whether it's a virtual circuit or it's a datagram, how much packet queue are you doing in each router? It depends on that. And now network layer chooses the routing algorithm. Which routing algorithm are you choosing? Whether it is adaptive, non-adaptive, if there is very high traffic in one particular route. If it's adaptive, then we can change the traffic. But if it is non-adaptive, then whatever route is being given, so all the traffic will be forwarded from that particular route only. Okay. So all this packet life man, yes, this is one important packet life. पैकेट को आप कितना लाइफ दे रहे हो, हाउ लॉन्ग कैन इट रिमेन इन द नेटवर्क. ओके, पैकेट लाइफ मैनेजमेंट. इफ इट्स टू लॉन्ग, then the it will keep piling up in the network. It is delivered. If it's not delivered, that it will keep piling up in the network. For example, let us say if there was some root issue, the packet was not delivered on time, so it will continue to remain in the network for long. Let us say 1 month, the packet will be there in the network for 1 month. The duplicate packet was sent, was delivered, but the first packet still there, so it will unnecessarily add to the network. Okay, so these are the congestion prevent policies that can be taken on in different layers. Okay, data link layer, how can we take care of it? Transport layer, how can we take care of it? Network layer, how can we take care of it? Okay, so now here everything has I have explained. Okay, ये इससे कैसे इफेक्ट होता है, राउटिंग इससे कैसे इफेक्ट होता है, everything, but I've not explained how does acknowledgement adds to the network and how can we solve this acknowledgement policy. Okay, so let us do that. acknowledgement policy also affects the congestion. Okay, I have already mentioned that. So let me highlight this particular point. We know that acknowledgement is important because without acknowledgement, we do not know if the packet is being delivered or not. Okay, so let us say I have here router A, I have here router B, I have here router C. A, network device A, network device B, network device C. Similarly, let us say I have here one or many, I don't know, it doesn't matter now. Okay, so I have here node N. So now if router A is sending 1 lakh packets, okay, if router N is sending 1 lakh packets, if router B is sending 10,000 packets, router C is sending, let us say 50,000 packets, then whether it's 1 or 2, okay, it has to acknowledge this 1 lakh packet, it has to acknowledge this 1,000 packet, it will have to acknowledge this 50,000 packet. So see here, only the acknowledgement itself is a huge packet. So now this is the sending of the packet. This is the acknowledging of the packet. Equal numbers of acknowledgement, as many numbers of packets. So this will make the network highly congested now, the acknowledgement itself. So for this, there is a concept, something called as piggy. There is a concept that is being introduced and it is called as piggyback. So now this piggyback concept can be implemented in Deco. We have learned that your data link layer performs end-to-end delivery. Right now we are studying network layer performs end-to-end delivery. Okay. In the next layer, that is the transport layer, again it will perform end-to-end delivery. Here we'll study about process. Here we end-to-end is your network. Okay. Here it is from operating system to operating system. So all of them are end-to-end delivery. So how can we help them? What are the policies that we have already discussed? But all of them sends packet end-to-end delivery. They do. All of them performs the acknowledgement receiving. So if we apply piggyback in all of them, we can reduce the number of acknowledgement packets. How? Let us see. So now this is there for all the 3 layers that performs your end-to-end. So let us say this is my node A. Okay, so this is my node B. So now it was sending 1 lakh packets here. Okay, so this was my A that was sending 1 lakh packet. This is my node N that was again sending 1 lakh acknowledgement packet. So now when it is sending the first packet, okay, what does the piggybacking protocol algorithm says is, it may happen, so even N has something to send. So what it does is when A sends packet here, N will not send the acknowledgement immediately. This piggyback is a protocol. Okay, this piggyback is a piggyback protocol. How does it functions? When A sends some packet to N, N will not immediately send the acknowledgement. N will ask its upper layer. If it's data link layer, again application layer, ऊपर पूछेंगे, do you have any packets to send to A? It will ask the upper layer if it has any packet to send to the upper layer. If the upper layer forwards any packet that is to be sent to A, then instead of sending this acknowledgement naked, instead of sending the acknowledgement for packet 1 naked, what it does is the packet that even N needed to send to A, let us say N needed to send this new packet, let us say A dash from your N. What it does is it will give a free ride to the acknowledgement for packet 1. This is the original message that N had to send. Okay, so along with this message, it will get a free ride. The acknowledgement will get a free ride to A. Similarly, now this packet, let us say this was your 1 dash packet from N. So now A will have to acknowledge this 1 dash packet to N. So instead of sending 1 dash acknowledgement, alag se, instead of sending this 1 dash acknowledgement, alag se, it had packet 2 to send. to end. So now this is packet 2. So along with this packet 2, it will piggyback. It will piggyback the acknowledgement for 1 dash. So this becomes here 1 dash acknowledgement. That means 1 dash has been received. So in such a case, all the acknowledgement or as many acknowledgement as possible, they will get a free ride from source to the destination. Source to the destination. Now, if in case it does not have any packet to send, in that case, acknowledgement packets will be sent raw. So if it has, then we can get a free ride by implementing the concept of piggyback. Okay, this also we can do. Okay, so is it clear? Time management, piggyback acknowledgement, इस उससे हम लोग कैसे handle कर सकते हैं? Is it all clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Adarsh. Others?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, till now we studied various. First of all, we studied how to control your congestion. Congestion control matlab it's there. Now we want to control it. How to do that? Then we studied how to prevent it from happening. ये हो ही ना, how can we do that? That is what we studied. Okay. So now the third topic that we are going to study is how to control the flow so that congestion doesn't happen. Okay, how to control the flow in the network. Flow control, like in data link layer, for flow control we have selective repeat, um, stop and wait protocol and all. Okay, similarly the same protocols can also be implemented in network layer. Network layer में भी हम लोग protocol डाल सकते हैं, okay, with some minute changes. Now network layer have also come up with new set of protocols, okay, to control the flow so that congestion doesn't happens in the network. So two very famous added protocols. Data link layer का protocol तो डाल ही सकते हैं. उसके above, what are the two extra protocols that we will be studying here is for flow control so that congestion doesn't happen is your leaky bucket, and your token leaky bucket algorithm. So with these two algorithms, in network layer, we will try to control the congestion from happening in the network. Okay. So first we will study leaky bucket, then we will go for token leaky bucket algorithm. Okay. So let us go for leaky bucket algorithm. Okay, so the first is your leaky bucket algorithm. Okay, what is leaky bucket algorithm? Let us say that your mom gave you a bucket. Okay, let us say your mom handed you a bucket and asked you guys to go and fetch water. Let us say water in your tap is running out. So there is one public place from where you can fetch the water. So your mom send you, okay, जाओ अपनी पड़ोसी से कहीं से तो भी पानी लेके आओ. Okay, so your mom send you. So now you go to the that particular place and then and then you go to the tap to fetch water in this bucket. Okay, but the purpose of your mom was to keep you busy with this one. Okay, आपके mom का क्या purpose था कि आपको busy रखना था. because you are disturbing her. So what she did is she made a hole in here, okay, at the bottom of this bucket. So what happens is you try to fill the bucket with the tap, and it is leaking from water. It is leaking from water. Okay, this is the concept of your leaky bucket algorithm. Okay, so what happens in leaky bucket? यही है leaky bucket algorithm. Now this concept has been implemented in the network layer to control the flow so that congestion doesn't happen. Okay, congestion data link layer को make का क्या purpose था? Flow control, so that the receiver doesn't get swamped up. So now in network layer, the purpose is so that congestion doesn't happen in the network. So the same principle has been applied in the leaky bucket algorithm. So just consider this tap as the nodes, okay, as the nodes that is fetching packets into the network. So just consider this as your network. Okay, अब बस इस चीज को अपना नेटवर्क मान, इस चीज का अपना नेटवर्क मान. Okay, so now थोड़ा सा this is your network. Okay, so this is your host computer. This is your host computer. Okay, so let us say, let me write down here, this is your host computer or host node, anything. Okay, host computer. Okay, so now this, you can say it as an interface or the network. So now your host is pouring packets into the network. Okay, so this is your network. So what it does is, so now listen to here carefully. So no matter at what speed you open this tap, आप ये टैप किसी भी स्पीड में खोलो, let us categorize the speed. If it's full, let us say it's 4. If it's a bit slow, let us say it's 3, 2, and if you have just opened the tap a bit, then let us say it is 1. अब आप किसी भी स्पीड में इसको खोलो, the outlet or the outgoing of this traffic, the amount of the outgoing or the leaking of water from this packet is fixed. Even if you're pouring, let us say 10 ml of water, if the outgoing channel is 2 ml, then 2 ml will go out. If you're pouring in 1 ml, it will wait. थोड़ा सा तो होना पड़ेगा ना यहाँ पे जाने के लिए, then it will wait. पहले तो 1 ml है तो सिर्फ वो 1 ml भी जाएगा. अगर इससे नीचे, if it's less, all that will go out. If it's less than 1 ml, यहाँ पे पानी ये whole 2 ml है, but water is if 1 ml, the 1 ml will go, छोटा ही चला जाएगा. If it's more than 2 ml, if it's greater than 2 ml, then always the water will be equal to 2 ml. If it is less, the less will go. If it is more, then equal to 2 ml will go out. So this is how we can control the network. So let me show you with one more good diagram. Okay, so now this is your host. Now because we are in the network, I'm going to use the term only host here. So now this is your bucket now. This is bucket here basically means in the network your buffer. Okay, आपका buffer. We cannot really have a bucket in the network, right? So this is basically buffer or the router's memory. कितना रख सकता है? Okay. So now host is pouring on packets after packet into the network. Okay, so this is the packet. बहुत सारे packets ये डाल रहे हैं. It is pouring on the packet. So now this packet has unregulated flow here. This is not regulated. It is just pouring in unregulated. Whatever number of packets are coming, all that packet is being ingested into the network. Okay, so now what is done in this device or in this route, if it's router, if it's router, okay, अगर router में हमने क्या कर दिया है, इसमें एक interface डाल दिया है. What is the job of the interface? The job of the interface, okay, so let us say host 1 is putting this much of the network, there is host 2 is putting 2 packets in one go, 3 packets in other round, like this. So this is unregulated flow, all these packets are being poured in. Okay, so now this interface container here, what it does is it has one regulated flow. No matter how much packet comes in, it will let go only that limited packet. If it's 1 Mbps, only 1 MB of the packet will be allowed to go out. So now it is called as your regulated flow. So with this, there will be no congestion in the network, because we know that our network can handle only, let us say, 10 Mbps, and with this regular, if user is pouring in 20 Mbps, then only we are letting 10 Mbps go out. So this is the way we can avoid congestion from happening. But there is a disadvantage here, that is 10 Mbps, let us say 10 Mbps is the outgoing, okay, but 20 Mbps was the incoming. Okay, 20 Mbps is the incoming. Now what happens to the rest 10 Mbps? It is being discarded. इसको kill कर दिया जाता है. So next moment, this 10 Mbps again is being injected along with the new. So this way, at this part of the network, congestion increases. So this is the problem with the leaky bucket algorithm. Okay, and also if the packet size that can go out is, let us say 10, let us say 10, or let us say 256 size of the packet can go out from this outlet. What happens if a packet with 1064 comes in? What happens if a packet with 1064 comes in here? In this case, this will be chunked into 4 sub packets of each 256. और एक 250 साइज का बनाया जाएगा. 500 बार आएगा तो 2 बनाए जाएंगे, 256 256 like that. Okay, so this is how your leaky bucket works, and the problem associated with the leaky bucket. Is leaky bucket algorithm and the problem associated with the leaky bucket algorithm clear to every one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then let us say the problem that this 10 MB was getting discarded. So we have studied the Aloha protocol. So we know that your G, that is the new packet, is equals to N, the old packet plus the new packet N dash. So same is the case here, because 10 Mbps, 20 Mbps was the original, only 10 is going out, 10 is being discarded. So at later point, along with the new, let us say if new is N dash is 4 Mbps, then we also have again the old one. So this is again processed, again ingested. So we are misutilizing the resource and also the network in leaky bucket. We are पहले 10 Mbps डाल के इस साइड को कंजेस्ट किया, फिर से उसको डेड कर दिया, फिर से आप दोबारा 10 को डाल रहे हो, फिर 14 से फिर से 10 जा पाएगा, फिर 4 को आप फिर से किल कर रहे हो, right? So that is the problem. It does not handles the, if the bucket gets full, if bucket gets full and it starts to overflow from the top also, then what to do with the overflowed packet that is not being handled by the leaky bucket algorithm? So comes the, then the leaky bucket was updated as your token leaky bucket algorithm. Okay, token leaky bucket algorithm. Leaky bucket algorithm was updated updated as your token decay bucket algorithm. Okay, so what happens in your token? ये हो क्या रहा है? Token bucket algorithm. So what is being updated? Now you know almost everything. So just let me draw the diagram only. उसके बाद जब token वाला आएगा, I'll explain. So I again have now here host. Host. I have here the network interface, the router. Okay, router. I'm not going to write now what is what. Okay, I've already written that in a previous diagram. So now So now what happens in token bucket algorithm is when host will inject packet into the network. Okay, when host will inject packet into the network, what does this network interface does? Network interface here means router. Okay, network में router काम करता है. So to every incoming packet, this network interface will generate token. It will generate token. So to every incoming packet, it will give some token. So let us say it gives token number 1, 2, 3 to the incoming packets. Okay, and this particular interface has limited number of tokens. Let us say 1000 tokens only it has. So as the packets come in, get in, and as long as this interface has tokens with it, so 1000 token it has, so it will continue to distribute that token. जितना भी आता जाएगा उतना token देगा. 1000 token. Okay, and we have a regulated flow again here. So the regulated flow से ये जाता रहेगा. So when the token gets exhausted, and when new packets pours in, when more than new packet pours in, then what does this interface does is it will ask here to form a queue. एक क्यू फॉर्म किया जाएगा जो कि मेमोरी में ऐड करते जाएंगे. So now when from the outgoing channel, let us say 1, 2, 3 thousand था, अब now 1, 2, 3 is already gone. So this token 1, 2, 3 is free. In earlier case, जब नया आता 1000, 1, 1000, 2, 1003, it would discard all of this, but now it doesn't happen here. So it will put them in 1001, 1002, 1003 will be put in the queue. Okay, will be put in the queue. So when this 1, 2, 3, let us say 1, 2, 3 is out. Now this 1001, 1002, 1003 will be taken out from the queue. Okay, will be taken out from the queue and then put in here. और फिर line यहाँ पे लगा देते हैं. So this is what happens in your token bucket algorithm. Point 1. Point 2. When there is very high traffic in the network, let us say even for the queue there is a limit. Okay, there is a limit to the queue also. Let us say this queue, let us say it can handle 10 packets. It can store, let us say, only 10 packets. So it can go from 1000 to 1010. Let us say at some point on the days, let us say on Monday again from 10 to 11, high network traffic is being generated. Okay, so So what does this token bucket algorithm does is it considers a concept called as burstiness. It implements the concept of burstiness. Whenever there is high traffic in the network, it opens a bigger hole here. Let us say earlier only 1 Mbps was allowed to go from this port. Now because the traffic is very high, it considers burst packet to go from here. For example, instead of 1 Mbps, what is the maximum it can let go? Let us say 3 Mbps, 4 Mbps. Then in certain situation when traffic is very high, it will bigger the outlet channel. It will allow the burstiness, but it does not happens always, because if we will allow burstiness here, again in the next node there will be high congestion. So it is considered only at certain times and for certain numbers. Okay, and now if I have 1010, now the burstiness situation is not considered here, and now 1011 packet comes in, then in that case the 1011 numbered packet will be discarded in token bucket. So this is your token leaky bucket algorithm, an improvement over your leaky bucket algorithm. So is it clear to every one of you now? Class, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now class with this one, okay, so with this one from OSI model, okay, we know that we have two models, OSI model and TCP IP model. Okay, whatever the protocols were given to the network layer, from the OSI model, we have finished discussing that. Okay, we have finished discussing that. When I was teaching you both the protocol stack, one was your OSI, other was your TCP IP. I had mentioned that TCP IP network protocol stack was the first proposed and implemented protocol stack. Later on came the OSI model. Okay, both of this layer has the network layer, and network layer is very, very important. Ultimately, it is this layer that is responsible for taking packets from your Sikkim and delivering it to you across the state, or from India to across the globe. Okay, so now अब हमने OSI मॉडल से दिया हुआ प्रोटोकॉल्स लाइक योर शॉर्टेस्ट path first, your distance vector routing algorithm, and what else, your flooding, your selective flooding, your leaky bucket, your token leaky bucket, and if I've missed any, then all these algorithms provided to the network layer by the OSI model we have finished. Now what we are going to study is the network layer protocols provided by the TCP IP protocol. Okay, अब हम next topic क्या करेंगे? What are the various things, plus points, negative points, the protocols that were there in the TCP but are also there in the OSI model because the protocols were so good. Okay, so वो protocols अब हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं. Okay, so for that what I have to do first is I have to compare your OSI model architecture diagram with TCP IP model ka architecture diagram. That I have already done. The first thing that I did when I was teaching you the protocol stack was show you a diagram. मैंने PPT में लाया था OSI model और TCP IP model. यहाँ पे OSI model का layers थे, यहाँ पे TCP IP model का layer था, यहाँ पे उनके सारे algorithms थे. So that I have already done. Okay, so that I'm not going to teach you again. Okay, that part I've already done. So आप वो खुद study पहले वाले notes देख के कर सकते हो. Okay, any doubt from here?
No.
And After that, मैंने जब OSI model का when I was teaching you the 7 layers, okay, the next topic under your TCP/IP model is exploring each layer, defining each layer. जैसे here we have from the application layer to the physical layer. Okay, so here we have from application layer to the, if you remember, we had network interface layer is the fourth layer or the bottom layer. Okay, so when I was teaching you each layer एक by एक करके मैंने आपको briefing किया था. that time after this one एक lecture में मैंने आपको ये दिखाया था और बताया था कि इसके application layer यहाँ पे क्या job करता है, इसका जो यहाँ पे host to host transport layer है, what it does from here we had the network interface layer, what it does in the OSI model, and the bottom layer, the network interface layer, what is its job and how is it similar to the physical layer. That also I've already taught. If you remember the diagram, then here I had protocols like Telnet, SMTP, DNS, FTP, SNMP, etc. Here I told you that UDP and TCP, very important protocol provided by the TCP/IP that is still being used. Okay, so ये यहाँ पे network layer में होता है, that we'll be studying next. Now in the next here we have the internet layer. If you remember, okay, this was your host to host transport layer, UDP and TCP protocol. Here I have the internet layer, which is your network layer here. Here host to host transport layer, internet layer, network layer. So if you remember the diagram I had done here, I think ARP, address resolution protocol, okay, internet protocol, IP, and then here I had done some two protocols. I'm not able to recall what were those. Here I've done that, and at the bottom here we had Ethernet, token ring, frame relay, ATM. Out of that, these two were not there in the syllabus. So first two we have already discussed, Ethernet, token ring. So मैंने each का आपका वो description भी we have already done. Okay, when I was teaching जब introduction वाला था, so I've already covered this one under that heading. Okay, so अब हम क्या पढ़ेंगे? अब हम पढ़ेंगे. So you consider we have started with your TCP/IP. So what you consider now is control all. We have started with your, now the next. Okay, let me show you actually a syllabus. That way it may be helpful for you guys. So this is your syllabus. Okay, for computer network, unit 1, every topic from unit 1 has been covered. Every topic from unit 2 has been covered. Right now we are in your unit 3. Okay, अब हम unit 3 में है. ये last time ही हो चुका था. मैंने today I taught you congestion control, general principles of congestion control, leaky bucket and token bucket algorithm. Okay, so your unit 3, if you will see here, your unit 3 is designated for the network layer. Network layer के लिए पूरा आपका unit 3 है. Okay, transport layer भी है, लेकिन पूरा unit 3 में आपका network layer plus transport layer. But your network layer is divided into 2 chapters. See here, your network layer is divided into 2 chapters. इसको मैं black कर देती हूँ. See here, first is named as network layer. Okay, so this is the basic one जो हम पढ़ रहे थे अभी तक. Okay, ये जो basic network layer जो भी हमने पढ़ा ये सब इसमें है. अब now this means this is new and it is there both in the TCP/IP and your OSI model. Okay, अब हम TCP/IP पढ़ने वाले. उसका first is your TCP/IP architecture. This I have already taught. Diagram भी दिखा दिया था. हर एक I've explained you each line of it. What are the protocols that were there in the TCP/IP? What are again the addressing technique? What were the messages called in each layer का message को क्या बोला जाए? All of that has already been covered when I taught you. The time I taught you ISO model, TCP model. ये जब मैं आपको फर्स्ट में पढ़ा रही थी, that time only I had compared, I've explained everything. Okay, so we can consider this as covered. So now from TCP/IP model, the very famous protocol that we are going to study is Internet Protocol, ARP, DHCP, Mobile IP, RIP, OSP, FBGP. So now these protocols were there before your OSI model came. ये OSI model के protocols हैं, लेकिन OSI model आने से पहले ही ये प्रोटोकॉल सब थे. IP एड्रेस आप जो बोलते हो, that was already there. Okay, ये सब क्या है मैं बताऊंगी बाद में. ये सब ऑलरेडी थे, but these protocols were too good, they were so good that when TCP/IP protocol stack was scrapped, okay, जब वो स्क्रैप किया OSI मॉडल किया गया, देन फ्रॉम TCP/IP मॉडल का इंटरनेट लेयर से ये सारे प्रोटोकॉल्स लाके OSI मॉडल के नेटवर्क लेयर में इसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया गया. दैट इज द पर्पस. यहाँ पे अलग से एक चैप्टर करके दिखाया गया है टू हाईलाइट द पॉइंट दैट दोज आर द प्रोटोकॉल्स टेकन फ्रॉम द TCP/IP model. Okay, so now if you can study, I will start with the TCP/IP ka. This topic is covered, the internet protocol, but if you want me to continue, I'll continue with this one. If you want, we can continue from the, if it's too much for the day, then we can start from the next lecture. So please write down, can I continue or should I stop?
Let's start it from the next class.
Next class, we will start with new lecture. Now, learn this much today, I guess. Okay then, thank you everyone. Okay, so let's meet in the next lecture. Take care till then. Any queries, you may post your queries.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you.
This was so weird. So you use Sudhir.
लड़ाई देश के लिए नहीं है, देश की बेटी के लिए. Make a statement, make it happen. So pressurized. This is scary.